I think that's appalling. The court have opened a huge can of worms here. They've given a government-funded, taxpayer-funded body the right to interfere with the aims and objectives of political parties. That's not just an attack on us, it's an attack potentially on any political party. It's a very bad day for democracy from that point of view.
It's about abiding by the law, though, isn't it?
Yes, indeed. It's a matter of abiding by the law, about non-discrimination, not upsetting people. Imagine, for instance, someone sets up a party to stop ritual slaughter of animals, and then Muslims say that offends us, so the Commission for Equality will take action against that party. There's all sorts of parties that could be formed. A pro-abortion party, and a group of Catholics say that's awful, it offends us, we want action against it. That's the door that's been opened through this judgment, and it's very wrong.
Well, let's talk about your party rather than imaginary ones. The judge has made it clear that you haven't changed your constitution sufficiently, and that as it stands there is still indirect discrimination. Do you accept that?
Well, I don't accept it, but that was the position that the judge's judgment handed down. It's already changed. I have the power under the new constitution, which we passed several weeks ago, to make those changes. I've detached the parts of our principles which you didn't like from conditions for membership. So we are open for business, and our call centre is phoning people right now, taking new memberships. We're open.
But why didn't you make that change straight away in that case?
Because we thought we complied with the law, especially the coming Equality Act. We couldn't conceive of the idea that saying that a party wants to stop and reverse the tide of immigration is discriminatory. It's an amazing thought, but that's what the judge has ruled. So we still believe we're still here to stop and reverse the tide of immigration, but you don't have to agree with that to be a member of the British National Party.
One thing that the judge highlighted was this approach whereby if somebody applies to become a member of your party, there's this male and female member who go and conduct a 2-hour-long interview with this person. What on earth do you need to ask them for 2 hours?
Well, up to 2 hours. It's something we do anyway. It's a best practice thing. You go and meet a new member and make them welcome and so on. Obviously, it's a man and a woman, so you can't have two men you're going to see a woman. It's an entirely normal thing, especially when we've got people like a commissioner for the Equality Commission, Simon Woolley, who runs Operation Black Vote, saying that he's going to try and join us in order to disrupt the party. We've got simply, in modern terms, a health and safety responsibility to protect our members, and one of the ways of doing that, ideally, would be to find out what kind of people are joining. But the judge has made its decision. I have to abide by that. So, again, I'm detaching that you don't have to agree to a home visit in order to be a member of the BNP. But I think most people will. But if they don't, that's a matter of their choice now.
Going back to the point about indirect discrimination, on your website, and I looked at this morning, you write things like, given current demographic trends, we, the indigenous British people, will become an ethnic minority in our own country well within 60 years and most likely sooner. That's one point you make. You also say we will abolish the positive discrimination schemes that have made white Britons second-class citizens. In other words, you are still seeing things in terms of race, aren't you?
No. You can't pick up a government census form without being forced to say, are you white British? This isn't our terminology. This is the terminology
it's on your website.
Of the government. Yes, but we're using that because everybody understands it. The word indigenous is a bit of a mouthful. It's what we mean, but white British, black British and so on, they're absolutely ordinary terms in everyday use. The police use them, the Equality Commission use them, the government statistics use them. So don't blame us. It's their terminology, not ours.
Yes, but you're talking about white Britons suffering positive discrimination against them and making them second-class citizens.
Because they do. That's the whole point. This government, the Tory government before them, the whole political elite has made the British people, who in their terminology and understood terminology are white, they have made us second-class citizens, and now they're trying to persecute us for pointing it out and saying it's time to stop.